Ain't turning back. Now that I'm back on track, yeah. Take my word from it. Put a couple bands on it. And I don't plan on letting people turn me. No. You can say what you want. I'ma keep pressing on. I can't go pop that thing like I'm feeling green, right? Talking to my past like focus on my red lights. Cruising to my future now.
Hello, my beautiful and wonderful people. How y'all doing? Hello, ladies.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Y'all all right this fine
Yes.
day? Oh my goodness, everyone is doing fine. You're doing fine. I'm doing fine. They're doing fine. So let us get this
You know
ball
what
rolling.
this means? This means Nori had her coffee. Yeah.
You already know when you see
More
me
than
come like
enough.
this. I had that coffee
And
and
she's
it hit
here
good.
doing that. I know.
Hey, we're energized.
I know.
Listen, we're gonna have a fully loaded show where we're gonna be talking about such great, passionate, and strong things. So y'all wanna stay tuned for this. So our first topic that we are going to be talking about here on the show, finding courage, taking risk, embracing the unexpected. Listen, you gotta find that courage. When you find that courage, you're gonna find yourself taking risks, and bam, you're gonna open up a great doors of possibilities. Ain't that right, ladies?
Yes.
Nori, they're actually finding courage to know our names because
Yes.
they don't know our names.
They are?
Yeah.
Oh my
Lori
goodness,
took
y'all
a
built
risk.
up
Yeah, they're taking that risk. Like, I want to know these ladies' names.
Listen, I'm so excited. I'm getting ahead of myself. So listen, if you don't know who these ladies are, who we are, what you're watching, my name is Nori.
My name is Angelique.
I'm Shaktia.
And you are watching Breaking the Silence. And we're definitely going to be breaking the silence on a whole bunch of things, okay? And another thing that we're definitely going to be talking about, which is good for everybody, all ages. So call your kids, call your adolescents, call your young adults, call your more seasoned people, family members, loved ones, everybody. We're going to be talking about age-proof your life. Oh my goodness, this is definitely going to be good because it's going to entail so many different things. We're going to be sharing so many things here on the show. And we're also going to have our Empowered Echo, which is very nice. It is very deep, and we will always love to hear from you guys as well, all right? So listen, go catch your juice, your coffee, whatever it is, and we're going to be back after this break, all right?
The show isn't over yet. Don't change the channel. We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
Life gets busy, and sometimes you miss your favorite show. But for all of you fans of the Breaking the Silence program, we've got you covered. Introducing watch.ulfn.org/Breaking the Silence. It's your go-to destination to catch up on all the Breaking the Silence program episodes that you've missed. With a few simple clicks, relive the deep conversations, the fascinating topics, the laughter, and the thrills that only Breaking the Silence can provide. You can satisfy that itch for more at watch.ulfn.org/Breaking the Silence. Our easy-to-use interface enables you to choose which of your favorite episodes to watch at your convenience. Breaking the Silence, a woman's talk show to inspire and motivate. Get ready for a journey of empowerment, inspiration, and unfiltered conversations. Welcome to Breaking the Silence.
In 4 days.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children. She didn't know what to do.
Did you have a good day at school?
She gave them some broth without any bread.
There you go.
And kissed them all soundly
Night-night.
and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Breaking the Silence. Your story matters. Your voice deserves to be heard. Join the conversation.
All right, we are back. And before we get into our topic, I do want to bring up our question of the day for you. Let's pull that up. And that question is, are you stuck in the past?
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's such like a direct question. Like, how you gonna ask that
Listen,
question?
that is a deep question. While the question was on full screen, I can hear, and I think y'all probably heard Tia take a deep breath, like she was like,
Yeah, because it's like, that's something you really have to think about. And that's
Yeah.
good that they have this whole show to really think about
Yeah.
if they are, if they're not stuck in the past.
there you go. So listen, you have the entire show to think about this question. It's a really deep question. I love this question. And we do have a QR code that you can be able to scan. You scan that QR code, there it goes. And it's gonna take you straight to our page where you can drop your comments on this. Are you stuck? Are you stuck in the past? Look at you, you probably thinking already. Don't get a headache though, don't think too much, all right? So we look forward in hearing from you guys. Towards the end of the show, we're gonna read some of those comments that do come in. But we are talking about today about something very, very profound as well, which is taking leap of faith. You know, finding courage, taking risk, and embracing the unexpected. You know, we're gonna be talking about something truly inspiring, which is the courage to take that leap of faith. It is, I mean, just talking about taking that leap of faith is something that also leaves people kind of like, do I do it? Do I not? So, I mean, this is going to be very interesting.
You know, whether it's, you know, quitting the job to pursue a passion, whether to start a new relationship, to move to a different city, to start all over. There's so many different leaps of faith that someone can take nowadays.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, we're going to be exploring the importance of embracing change because, you know, life happens and sometimes it's unexpected and sometimes all you gotta do is accept it, embrace it, and grow through it. Because, you know, it's either you grow or you get beaten up by those circumstances. So we're gonna be exploring about that today.
You know, what is it to take that leap of faith? You know, taking a leap of faith, in my personal opinion, would be making a decision or taking an action that, you know, where you don't really know what the outcome is going to be. That is truly taking a leap of faith. But, you know, deep down inside, you have that assurance, you have that certainty that one way or another, it is going to work out. It is going to work out. You know, everything will work itself out. You know, there's times where you want to do something. As Shaitia said, you want to start your own business. You want to do something radical, something crazy, because it's there. It's instilled inside of you. And you go ahead and you take that leap of faith. At times, you know, when you have that uncertainty, you always find yourself unease, kind of uneasy inside. But you know what? That's more of a reason to, in my opinion, it's more of a reason to pursue it, because you would never know what comes out of that unless you follow through with it.
Yeah, and you know, it's an uncertain decision. That leap of faith, you know, you have a potential risk to fail. You know, of course, nobody want to think about, oh, I might fail at this, but you have to go into that leap of faith knowing that, hey, this might not work out. But with that confidence, like, even if it don't work out, at least I tried. And I feel like today many people, they don't try because of that what if. But you might question, what if I would have done it? What if I tried? Even if it didn't work, at least I did something. So I think that's something people also have to remember. There's always going to be a what if. What if I didn't do it? What if I did do it? But it's more better to know, like, okay, it didn't work out, but at least I tried, in my opinion.
It's, you wanted to associate it with getting out of your comfort zone.
Right.
You know, because no one, absolutely no one wants to be out of their comfort zone because you're comfortable. It's something that you're so used to. And when you get out of that comfort zone, when you open this new door that you've never been before, you've never knocked this door, you don't know what's on the other side. It's unknown. It's something that, you know, it may be something that would work out, as you said, or maybe it's not going to work out, it's going to fail. So that is why sometimes they just get stuck in whatever they know. They don't know that maybe there are unlimited opportunities for you, maybe for your, talents, capabilities, or whatever you're trying to pursue. Maybe it's a passion that you've been trying to do. However, you're just needing that courage, that leap of faith for you to do it.
I was hearing Tia's talk about would've, should've, and that's the worst thing that you can be battling with, the would've, could've, should've. So when you take that leap of faith, you don't have that. You don't have those doubts. You don't have those questions in the back of your mind. You don't have any of those things because you went ahead. You went through with it. You took that leap of faith. And that's what it's all about. Life, you never know what to expect. So every time you do decide to do something different, that is a leap of faith that you are taking. And you have to just go ahead and run with it. Do it, because when you do that, you will actually find out your true potential. When you do that, you will find out what you are capable of doing. When you do that, you will open so many doors of opportunity. Whether you failed or whether it didn't go as planned, but at least you did it. And it opened up so many different things for you. For example, maybe you were just stuck on one way of thinking, of one way of just living life. But when you take that leap of faith, it's like, bam, like, whoa, there was so many things that was out there. And here I was just limiting myself to this one specific thing, whether because of a past experience that probably didn't go too well, it marked you in a negative way, or you grew up, with a certain type of mindset or whatever. Go ahead and take that leap of faith on whatever it is, because trust me, it is going to open up a great doors of opportunity.
And as you're talking about that, studies have actually shown that people who do take this calculated risk are more successful, are more fulfilled, are more happy in whatever field that they do, because there's no, as we said, there's no self-doubt. There's no questioning. There's no I don't really want to be here, but I'm too afraid to try something different. They're not afraid to go out and try that thing that they're looking for. And that's why they're so fulfilled, because they know, hey, if I don't like this, I can always do something better. They're more confident, they're more resilient because they do this leap of faith. So it's not only okay, they can have a success, but they're themselves, they are more better, they're more confident in themselves. And that was what makes the difference in life.
Yeah.
You mentioned about fear, being afraid. And everybody feels that. It's a human emotion.
Yeah.
You know what courage is? It's not the absence of fear. It's being afraid. However, you still do that. You still do whatever you need to do. So if you wait for fear to disappear, let me wait until I'm not afraid anymore. Unfortunately, let me tell you this, whatever you're dreaming of, whatever you wanted to accomplish is never going to happen, because fear is always going to be there. But you need to take that step of courage, of faith, leap of faith, for you to be able to overcome that fear, because it's going to be there just always looking at you. If you don't do anything about it, it's just going to swallow you, and you are just going to be stuck in wherever position you're in. So make sure, don't allow fear to actually make you stuck, to paralyze you, for you to not be able to fulfill your dreams, your goals, or whatever you may be even thinking about. Because again, we want to tell you, the limit is only on you. You're the one putting that barrier. You're the one putting that limit, because if you don't open that door, no one is going to do it for you.
Exactly.
Practicing mindfulness, I think, is also something very good and very, very important, because it's going to help you to reduce stress and anxiety. Because listen, face it, every single day you're going to find yourself doing something, or you're going to find yourself in a position where you're going to have to try something new, where you're going to have to put yourself in an awkward situation where you might feel like, oh my goodness, I can't do this, or I don't want to feel this way, and which is fine. Angelique, Shaitia, they were talking about fear and all of these things, which is fine. You can acknowledge your fear, but as Angelique said, don't allow it to paralyze you. And don't think that whatever feelings that you're going through that is, it's not normal or anything like that. These are human emotions that everyone carries, that everyone has. But the difference is how you go about it. Do you let it paralyze you, or do you fight against it? Do you push through it in order to actually do or reach to where you want to reach? Because if you want to start your own business, let me tell you, you will probably have more negative thoughts than positive ones. When you want to go ahead and speak in front of a large crowd of people, emotions are going to run crazy. It's gonna be running haywire. But what do? You're gonna have to push through it one way or another. If you were expecting a child, one way or another, that time comes where the baby says, "I'm coming out." You're gonna have to go through it.
It's coming out.
You just can't say, "No, wait, you know what? I don't want to go through with this."
No, go back. You can't go.
Not right now.
You can't run away from it. So the same thing goes with everything in life. You're going to reach a point where you're going to have to face it, no matter what. The anxiety will come, the doubts will come, the fear will come. All of these things will come, but you have to break through it.
Yeah.
And there's so many different celebrities out there, like Eleanor Roosevelt. She was a first lady. She really led the women's right movement. She could have just been like, I don't know, I'm a first lady, I'm in charge of the whole country, I can't, give too much attention to this or that. But she didn't allow that to stop her. She saw a need for a change and she went after it. And now today, us women, we have all of these rights that maybe if she wouldn't have been involved in, would have came so much later. We have the right to vote, we have the equal rights where we're able to work the same job as men, things like that. That all came about through a leap of faith that she took.
Steve Jobs, he dropped out of college to pursue his passion. And look at the way technology is going nowadays.
Everybody has an iPhone.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that was a leap of faith because you took something, you left something that was sure, that was guaranteed for you, for something that you don't even know if it was actually going to work for you. So that's another example as well to follow. So
another one is Malala.
Yes.
Right? A young activist who actually risked her life, to advocate for girls' education. And she really saw the importance of how young girls, young people need to have this education. It's so important for her that even risking her life, that because it is something that is of value, and she took that leap of faith, although it needs to, to be able to raise awareness.
There you go. So look, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to take a leap of faith, and it can be on something so simple, or maybe something that's really, really big for you. Listen, that is your chance, your opportunity to go on through with it, all right? So I hope this was able to help you guys, but we are gonna go on a quick break and we'll be right back.
Empowered women, empowering conversations. Stay with us on Breaking the Silence as we inspire and uplift each other. Breaking the Silence is where ripples become waves of change. Sometimes all it takes is a conversation.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
Ready to love again, but worried the past will hold you back? Join Breaking the Silence as we guide you through crucial steps to inner healing before stepping into your next relationship. Step 1. Reflect and release. Acknowledge the past to pave the way for a brighter future. Step 2. Rediscover joy within yourself. Your passions are the key to unlocking a fulfilling life. Step 3. Build a support system. Connect with those who uplift you on your journey to healing. Don't face life's challenges alone. Find your tribe, break the silence, and join the conversation.
We know it's not an easy thing to do. So
It's
be
not.
kind to yourself, be merciful to yourself.
Because at the end of the day, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you have to be comfortable with you.
This is where I am. My heart, even though it's wounded, even though I've done something, this is what I need to be happy.
Sometimes, all it takes is a conversation.
Stronger together. Breaking the Silence is your community for support and inspiration.
All right, so let us get into Empowered Echo. So for those of you who are watching and you don't know what Empowered Echo is all about, so we're going to read some quotes, right? We're gonna read some quotes and we're just gonna kind of interpret what it kind of means to us. And once you hear the quotes, if it hit home for you, if it touched your soul, and you want to share what it means to you as well, you can always go to our Instagram page and let us know, because we always love hearing from you guys. All right, so let us get started with the first quote. There goes, look, there goes our QR code. So make sure you always keep that with you, and we want to hear what these quotes mean for you. Listen, inspire us, okay? Inspire us. All right, come on, let us get
Or else
started.
she's gonna start singing.
All right, let us get into this first quote, and it says, take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. And this quote is from Martin Luther King Jr. This for me is so profound, because how many times we lose out on opportunities because we are afraid to take that first step. To step out in faith, you know, to just go ahead, put all the fears, all the noise aside and say, okay, you know what, let me just go ahead and do it. Life is full of so many opportunities for you. And perhaps you listening to this right now is just confirmation. You're probably like, fine, I'm gonna go ahead and step out in faith. Go ahead and do it. Because let me tell you, the sky is the limit when you are ready to be open to so many great different things, new things that is going to revive you, that is going to, you know, rejuvenate you, that is going to just do something completely great, you know, in your mind, in your emotions, in your career, in just your overall life. Look, there's no words to explain how great that feeling is. But in order for you to experience that, you gotta go ahead and take that first step. So I love this quote a lot.
I like the fact that it says you don't need to see the whole
You
staircase.
don't.
Because a lot of times people don't take that step because they don't see the end result.
Right.
So they're afraid, like, I don't know what's gonna happen after this step. But you don't need to know what happens after the step. Just take that first step and the rest of the steps will come later, you know? And this is also reminds me of our next quote that we have from the Dalai Lama.
Okay.
Which says, happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. And this stands out to me so much because a lot of times people are not happy and they're not realizing that they're not happy because of themselves. You know, a lot of times they think that, you know, happiness is supposed to just come. Like they're supposed to just wake up happy in the morning and things are supposed to be perfect and No, happiness comes by your actions, by taking that step of faith, by moving forward, by surrounding yourself with the right amount of people, by saying no to certain things. How many times do we hear the guests say, I said no, I don't do, you know, so that's how you'll be happy, pursuing your passions. You have to do things, you have to take that action in order for you to have that happiness in life.
There you go.
And another thing that I wanted to add on that, it's not an object that you can just, you know, freely give, you know. You work hard for it.
Yeah.
You work hard for it. And if it's something valuable for you, whatever it is, career choice or, you know, family, whatever it is, you put effort, what makes you happy. And if that is something valuable for you, you be happy in that because you put your hard work in, you put your effort in. It's not something just, as you said, out of the blue, okay, here I am happy, and, you know, the rest of the day is not, right?
And action speaks louder than words. You know, sometimes you can have this huge dream and you're so passionate about it. I mean, you eat, sleep, breathe. Everything that you do is regarding that passion or that great thing that you want to conquer. But then when the tough gets going, you kind of take that step back, or you kind of stay stuck and you're afraid to take further actions because you don't know what the outcome might be. Listen, take that action, go ahead, and just know that the solution is right there. And you know, problems will arise, but always focus on the solution. So I like that one.
Yeah. And there goes our next quote. We have our next quote from Aristotle, and it says like this: to appreciate the beauty of a snowflake, it is necessary to stand out in the cold. So you see, you gotta get out of that comfort zone to stand out in the cold. Maybe even if you're a, you know, you're a winter lover, you love the cold, you're somebody who can withstand the cold, doesn't matter. But you know, cold bothers a lot of people. And when you're bothered with something, it's something out of your comfort zone, it's something that you're not comfortable. But for you to be able to see the solution, or, you know, appreciate actually the journey. I wanted to look at it like this, you know, the journey of you going through that progress, that process, the, you know, whatever you may be going through, when you have to appreciate it. But how? You have to step out of that comfort zone. You gotta get into the cold. You are somebody who loves the warmth, but get out there because you're going to appreciate it. If you don't, you're not gonna be able to see the beauty of all the, you know, the problems, the challenges, the difficulties, because you learn when you go through them. You learn. Only sometimes you're just like, oh, I don't like this problem anymore. I don't like this challenges anymore. But after you overcome that, you actually take a look back and you see how much you've grown, how much you've embraced change, and how much actually that person from the past and now in your present, how much you have actually developed. And that's the beauty in it, because you see the growth, you see that you've actually stepped out of that comfort zone.
And you know, something unique about snowflakes is each one of them are different. You know, so I think that quote, it also says like each journey is different, you know, so you can't compare yourself to the next person like, oh, she's further than me, but we started at the same time and we're in the same place. How come she's moving forward and I'm not? Like, each snowflake is different, so your journey is going to be different than everybody else, but appreciate those little things, those little victories, those little wins, because that's what's gonna help you get through the cold, you know, because you have that little tiny snowflakes and it melts after a while, but you know, that experience alone is what makes it worthwhile.
You know, Angelique mentioned the word bothered. When you're bothered about something, it kind of pushes you to do something about it. You know, if there's a situation that you're facing, that you're going through, and it's bothering you a lot, what do you have to do? You have to do something about it. You have to make it work for you. You have to do things to turn that situation around, to make it work in your favor. You have to get out of your comfort zone. So listen, it can be the journey, it can be a situation, it can be a rough moment, it can be a hard time. You can't see the rest of the staircase or any of these things, but listen, keep going, keep pushing. I love these quotes. I love these quotes because, I mean, it just helps us see things differently, in a different light. And of course, our wonderful viewers, I hope this is able to help you and help you see things in a different light. Whatever situation you might be facing, know that once you keep going, you keep pushing, trust me, you are going to come out victorious on the other side. So that was our Empowered Echo. I hope you were able to enjoy it. Always remember, we want to hear from you guys. What did these quotes mean to you? We definitely want to hear from you guys. But we're going to cut into a break, and we'll be right back.
Real women, real talk. Breaking the silence is where stories become connections. Let's break the silence together.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Human trafficking is slavery.
And it happens all over America.
Any child, any woman, any man could potentially become a victim of human trafficking.
I am a victim of labor trafficking.
I was victim of child sex trafficking, but now I own my body.
Human trafficking is any kind of forced labor.
It can happen to anybody.
I am a mother.
I am an author.
I am a son.
I'm an advocate.
I am an educator.
I'm a sister.
I am a brother.
I'm so much more than what happened to me. I am strong.
I am brave.
I am outspoken.
I am compassionate.
I am a survivor.
I'm a survivor.
I am a survivor.
I am a survivor.
I am a survivor.
I am a survivor of human trafficking.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
I'm Chris Jakomick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakomick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
Real women, real talk. Breaking the silence is where it all goes down. Let's connect and empower together.
All right, we're back. And you guys are ready? Are you ready for what we're about to talk about?
Yeah.
Be ready. We are talking about age-proofing your life. Because listen, we need that healthy living at every stage of our lives. When we're coming up as adolescents, as young adults, as we mature in age, as we become well-seasoned people. You know, I mean, it's just something that, it's like a phase for everything, you know? So I think this is gonna be a very interesting topic.
And you know, building healthy habits is very crucial. You know, we hear that all of our lives. But what does that mean for different stages? Because your body, you know, it changes over the years. So what you could do when you were 10, 20, 30, when you hit 40, 50, 60, you can't do that anymore. So how can we keep our body as the functioning machine, well maintained as we age? Because age is just a number if we apply the tips that we're going to speak about today.
Yeah, so we're going to be exploring each phase of our lives and how you can actually be the best at it, because sometimes it's a completely different phase and you're doing something that is good, but it's just out of place. So we're going to be talking about that.
All right, so let us get into it. So we have from newborn to age 18. Oh, goodness gracious.
It sounds too far away. I can't remember.
You know, as growing up from infants, you know, we need to always have the proper nutrition and stuff to be able to develop well, to be able to be strong and healthy, to be able to combat, you know, many different things, you know, sickness, illnesses, to build up our immune system as well. There's so many different things that, you know, entails when we're growing up, you know, from newborn up until we hit adolescence as well. It's very important for us to always be up to date. Of course, and as kids, you know, we don't really care about that. When we're kids, we don't really care about it. I remember one time my niece, she was, I want to say she was maybe like 1 or 2 at the time, and she dropped her whole bag of chips on the ground and she was just eating off the ground. And I was just like, oh my God, like, yeah. And then her mom was just like, girl, leave her alone. She needs germs. She needs to build up her immune system, you know? But at the same time, she was also very zealous about her taking in nutrients. Like, and this little girl, like, if you gave her water and you gave her juice, she will always opt for water, which is something you don't really see in kids, you know? So
yeah, you know, also our oral hygiene is very important, especially at that young age, because you know they're into sweets. They want all these sweets, and they want this candy and the chocolate and the cake, and they're sneaking in the fridge at night and things like that. I mean, I used to do all of that stuff. So it's very important for us to have that healthy habit of brushing your teeth twice a day, learning how to floss the proper way, you know, especially to help prevent cavities, to help them maintain that good rapport with the dentist, so that way when they get older, they're not afraid to go to the dentist because of the cavities and this, and now they have to get all of this work done, that if they learned the proper hygiene, oral hygiene when they were younger, they could have improved it.
And also promoting physical activity. You know, mothers, parents, whoever's taking care of kids, you need to promote this physical activity. Don't just give them an iPad or a phone for them to be stuck on one corner. No, they need to develop, you know, their motor skills, because if they don't develop it now as they're, you know, as they're a child, it could be harder for them as they're an adult. You know, once you get into that phase of being an adult, it's harder for you. So they need to develop it now when they're young, prioritizing sleep as well. I know that some kids or some parents, they have this in the, you know, their sleep schedule. They have a nap time, or you know, their sleep schedule, making sure the 7 hours to 9 hours, whatever it is, but making sure, because that is also important for the development of the brain of the child. You know, once they're able to have the sleep properly, once they're able to have, you know, nutrients and everything, promoting physical activity, even social connection, being able to socialize with others. Because imagine just growing up and then you don't know how to actually relate and connect with other people.
And that also goes back to like the physical movement and the iPad situation, because a lot of teens and a lot of kids nowadays, because they wasn't exposed to, you know, hanging out with people, going outside to play, they don't have that social connection anymore. That's why they get social anxiety. They can't be around each other. You know, we have that phone phobia where they're afraid to speak on the phone and things like that, because they're not building that social connection with other people.
Yeah, there you go, 100%. And now, entering adulthood. Ages 19 through 30. Again, you always want to prioritize nutrition, making sure you are taking, you know, you're having that good amount of intake of fruits, of vegetables, all these things that are going to be very healthy for you, for your body. Because as you know, as you age, as you're getting older, there's a lot of things do change. You're not able to do all the things that you could have done when you were, you know, an adolescent, when you were like 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now you're 19 to 30, okay? Right now, listen, there's things that are not working as fast as they used to. Maybe your metabolism, I don't know, it depends on your lifestyle. So always making sure you are prioritizing the nutrition intake that you need.
And with that, you want to make sure you're eating food that comes with calcium, vitamin D, to help maintain your bones. So that way, as you do age, your bones don't, you know, you don't have problems with your knees, you don't have problems with your legs, things like that. When you get older, arthritis, osteoporosis, those things start to happen because you're not taking care of your bones. And you also want to do preventative preventative care. You know, you want to go to the doctor. Now is the time to make sure you ask for the blood test. You know, you're exercising. You're doing these things to see what you can prevent, you know, because as you get older, you may have pre-diabetes. You may start to hear like, oh, your blood pressure is rising, you know, these things that if you catch it in time, you don't have to worry about it later. You know, you want to make sure you're building muscles, going to the gym, strength training, not just cardio, because a lot of times, you know, we want to go on the treadmill, we want to do the bike, but you want to do that strength training to build those muscles so that way it can support your body functions in the future.
And another thing I want to add on that, stress management, because this is the phase of your life where you start working, you start doing a lot of things, you're very passionate about your work, your job, family, and all of that is good. But when your plate is full, what happens? You end up, you know, becoming stressed with a lot of things. So make sure that you manage that stress, you navigate it, you know, maybe take that time for you to take care of yourself, to do maybe yoga, meditation, or maybe just 5-minute breaks here and there for you to be able to manage that stress. And also another thing is building strong connections, you know, actual face-to-face connections. And this is the phase of your life where you actually start building that meaningful connection that would actually last for a lifetime. You know, that friend from, you know, your workplace that could actually be your best friend, or the friend that you could count on the most for your entire life, you know. So make sure that, you know, whoever you meet, workplace, gathering, whatever it is, you build that meaningful connection.
And in this stage as well, you have a lot of different concerns, you know, like mental health concerns. You want to make sure that you get that taken care of. You want to make sure you're also like protecting yourself from like STIs and things like this, because this is around the age where you're building those relationships, you're getting married, things like that. So you want to make sure you're taking care of that substance abuse, you know, especially like 1920s, they're going to college, they're seeing things, they're maybe being offered stuff. So you want to be very careful with those things, especially during this day and age.
You know, hormonal changes as well. Oh my goodness, we talk about because just on that alone we can stay talking about for such a long time, because yes, at the same time, you know, we're aging and we're going through many different phases. We're going through hormonal changes as well, which may also make you feel like something is wrong, like what's going on, this, that, and the other. So it's always good to always inquire, find out, go to your doctor. You know, women experience different things at different points in their lives, depending on their lifestyle, depending on their nutrition intake. All of these things do play a role with hormonal changes as well. So it's always good to keep up with that, educating yourself, asking questions, doing, you know, what you need to in order for you to be able to stay on track.
Especially like between the ages of 31 to 60, you know, because with women, we have that big change, menopause, you know, and that's something that you have to prepare yourself for, because that is something that every woman goes through. Like, you cannot avoid menopause. Like, whether you start in your 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever age, you will go through menopause. And that's something that you need to maintain. You know, you go to the doctor, see like what you can do to kind of minimize the problems, minimize the changes with like hot flashes and, you know, mood swings, because during that time you do have a lot of mood swings and things like that. But if you're able to monitor yourself and watch it, then you're able to catch it before it gets too bad.
And you know, in this stage as well, you know, maybe you just do regular checkups when you're 19 to 30, but here you need more like screenings, making sure that, especially if you have history of some kind of diseases. So you wanted to make sure that you maintain healthy weight, you do a lot of screenings. And another fact actually that we want to share with you, that in one study of more than 70,000 people, an optimistic outlook was directly linked to 11 to 15% of increase in longevity and greater odds of living. So when you have an optimistic outlook in life, you know, regardless if, you know, okay, you gotta do screenings and everything, but when your mindset is on that, you're optimistic, you're always positive, no matter, because 31 to 60, you've been through life already. Not the whole thing, but you've been through some time, right? So you already have some challenges and difficulties, but when you take a look at that, you know what, I'm gonna keep a positive attitude, be optimistic, and and just focus on the strength instead of the weaknesses, then that actually linked to longevity and actually longer life.
Definitely investing as well in like flexibility and mobility, especially at that age, because as we get up there in age, we tend to get stiff here and there. We have aches, we have pains, we have so many things. So staying active, staying mobile, exercising, going out for walks, going for swims, riding a bike, anything that will train your muscles, exercise your muscles, keep you moving, keep you going. All of these things is very essential. Of course, never forgetting about the nutrition intake. That is something that's for life. In order for us to be able to have that full experience of greatness in life, we have to be able to make sure we're taking the proper steps, eating well, exercising, prioritizing our mental health, overall well-being as well, because if we're not okay mentally, it is definitely going to affect our body, not only our body, but our friends, our loved ones, people in our surroundings, in our circle as well. So I hope this was able to help you. If you wasn't really taking all of these things serious, let us. This applies to everybody. Start right now.
Don't wait until that age. No matter what age you're in, you can start. We give tips for every age.
There you go. So I hope this was able to help you guys. We are going to go into a quick break, and we will be right back. That was a quick break, wasn't it? Yes, and that's because we are going to get into our question of the day. If you missed it towards the beginning of the show, we're going to pull it up for you right now, and it says, are you stuck in the past? Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear these responses. So let us get right into these responses. We do have our first person, Scott. The amount of times I have deja vu, I feel like I'm stuck in the future.
Okay.
Whoa, Scott. Oh my goodness.
And I don't know if you guys are movie nerds like me, but the McFly is like Marty McFly from Back to the Future. So he's really in the future.
All right, Scott, thank you so much for that comment. We do have our next one.
Yes, our next one is from Patience. Sometimes, but I remind myself I overcame my past to become a better me. Thank you, me. Oh, that is such a good thing. Yes, I really do agree with Patience, because like sometimes, especially when you go through something traumatizing or things, you might think back, but as she said, she reminds herself she overcomes it. She overcame it to be a better version of herself, because we all go through something, but what we learn from it is what matters.
I love that. Yeah.
Thank you,
right, Patience. Thank you. All right.
Next one is coming from Junie. Yes, things used to be 10 times cheaper. Bring me back to the 90s.
I agree with you, Junie. 100%. What in the world?
Oh my goodness.
Seriously, if we're talking about that inflation, definitely.
Yes. What about you, Angelique?
Yeah, I'm with this one. When the eggs used to be just like $2, and come on.
You can go shopping, like grocery shopping, with like $100 and be okay. Nowadays, that's impossible.
Listen, $100, you only come out with like a bag.
Yeah.
A bag and a half.
Exactly.
What about you, Tia?
I would say no. I'm not stuck in the past, because I remind myself, as Patience said, I overcame it. Like whatever I went through back then is to give me the strength I have today.
Okay, I love that. So for me, I would have to say no, I'm not stuck in the past. I love what Shaitia and what Patience said. For me, looking back at the past, for me, is a reminder of where not to go back to, because I've grown so much, I've overcome so much. So if I do think or remember things about the past, for me, it's just a reminder of where I came from and where not to go back to. So no, I'm not stuck in the past.
We are not going to be stuck in the past.
Yes. Not at all. But listen, we would love to read more comments, so you can always feel free to go to our Instagram page and leave your comments about this question, because I feel this question is very, very profound. There goes our QR code once again. for you guys. Always make sure y'all have this QR code on point because we always love hearing from you guys. Are you stuck in the past? Listen, I think
hope not.
Yeah, I hope not. And if it is, just because you want to go back to the 90s because things was cheaper.
Yeah,
Nothing else. Nothing else.
Just the price.
You know, just as we were saying today, use it as a motivation,
Yeah.
you know, to help you, to show you how strong you were, because a lot of things we go through is to give us strength to keep fighting in the future. And you never know, maybe someone you know is going through that, what you went through, and that could be a reason why you're in the past, to kind of tell that person like, hey, you know, I see what you're going through, I've been there, I've done. How many times do we hear that as children? Been there,
All
done
the
that, you know, our
time,
moms will tell
yes.
us like, don't even do it. So maybe give that person that advice instead of pondering on it.
Definitely. All right, but we're going to cut into a break. Don't go nowhere, y'all. We'll be right back.
Don't change the channel. We will be right back.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are watching Breaking the Silence.
Oh my goodness. What a show.
Yes.
I loved every
great.
bit of it.
Yes.
It was amazing. It was empowering. It was motivating. It was all of the above. And this is why I love doing this, because you know, promoting all of these great things and pushing people, leading people to reach their full potential, that is key. That is something good. You don't see that nowadays. Nowadays, you just see people doing and talking about certain things for likes or for fame or whatever it is. But listen, what we do here is to help you, and I know it's definitely helping you out. Them comments that you guys be sending into, oh my goodness. So make sure y'all keep it coming in. Make sure y'all keep it coming in, right?
Yeah, and we just don't target a specific age group. As you said, all ages.
Everybody.
You're welcome.
Everybody. Todo el mundo.
Yeah, and then, you know, especially to take that risk, you can't be afraid. Even the quotes match, like, taking that risk to go for it. Go for it. Like, if you were in between, if you were doubting, should I not? No, we're telling you, do it. Go for it. Take that first step. As Martin Luther King, you may not have seen the staircase, you don't see everything, but if you take that first step, the rest are sure to follow.
Or just like one of our guests said one time on the show, do it like Nike and
just
do it. There
it.
You go. Just do it, girl. Don't wait for the fear to disappear, for that fear to just vanish. Just do it. Just do it.
Do it. Age-proof in your life, that's something you got to do. Whether you want to or not, whether you're scared or not, that is something that you have to do every single day, all right? So make sure y'all on top of y'all game when it comes to your well-being, your overall health, physical health, mental health, because I mean, we need it.
And you
We
know,
need it.
the common thread was always to eat healthy. So regardless of what age you are, eat healthy, exercise, get that body moving, and building social connection. Because as you age, even when you get older, you know, having that social connection will help you stay, instead of isolating yourself, instead of going to the corner, you know, you have that social connection to keep moving forward.
I love that. I love that. So listen, y'all. Make sure you're implementing all of these. It's definitely great, great, great. And another thing that you need to be implementing as well is watching Kings, okay? If you're not watching Kings, you need to catch it. Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Oh my goodness, but I come home, I'm tired, I just want to eat, shower, and sleep. Okay, no problem. We got Kings on the weekends too, so there is no excuse, all right?
Exactly.
Tell your friends, tell your loved ones to join in on Kings because it is so wonderful. I'm always talking about it. I'm getting people hooked on it too. I'm getting you hooked on it too because I know you're going to watch it.
Take that risk. Watch Kings.
Yes.
You might be afraid to watch, but watch it.
Yeah, watch it.
There you go. But listen, that is all the time we have for today. We're going to have to say goodbye. Till next time.
Bye.